Cool. Hello, everybody, and welcome to IPLCast 34, coming to you from all points everywhere. And for the first time, all three of the admins are in the IPLCast again. Yay!
Yay!
Yay! As usual, this is your senior admin, Kabata, aka Reverse G, aka Gino. Just call me Gino. I think we resolved this two podcasts ago. And joining me as usual is Megan and
Hello.
Rob.
Hello.
Okay, cool. We're back together again. Reunion. It's been going all right. I think we've been good the last few weeks. I'm really happy that the three of us are back together again for an IPL cast. It's been too long.
Far too long.
Far too long. Okay, so the events of the past 2 weeks, we've gone to Melbourne. Videos from Melbourne are going up on the IPLcast YouTube channel, youtube.com/theIPLcast. There is a video going up about the arrival of the Leviathan rig, which we're currently filming through on this end, on my end, which is also cool, and the shenanigans that we got up to with Kira. There's not that many. And there's the launch of the addendum next week, which is the quickfire update / new headlines thing coming to fill in the time between the two IPL casts, and that's good. But all those minor announcements aside, we shall go straight into the external headlines because holy crap, this is the biggest thing to drop this year.
Pokémon Go! A new free-to-play mobile game called Pokémon Go has just been announced. Teaming up with the mobile game developer Niantic Labs, the Pokémon Company and Nintendo are set to release a game that involves, according to the promotional trailer, players using their phones to hunt down, catch, battle, and trade Pokémon in the real world. Footage shows people tracking down Pokémon based on their distance to them and throwing a Pokéball to catch them. There will also be a group battle functionality depicted by Mewtwo being chased down and battled by hundreds of Pokemon at once, all from different people within a set time limit. Battling other players simply involves finding them in the real world and then assumedly just ordering your Pokemon to attack. Based on the trailer, I suspect it will be a simple who's stronger battle rather than involving any strategy and commands like the video game. Additionally, a device called the Pokémon Go Plus will be released, which can be worn on the wrist or as a clip-on. The device will allow players to interact with Pokémon Go without needing to check their phone and notifies the player about events via LED and vibration, including when there's a Pokémon nearby. Pokémon Go is expected to be released in early 2016, so there really isn't that much of a wait. It is also announced to have in-app purchases, however, but no mention on what these may be. I speculate it may have something to do with items or wait times, but if this game is as good as we're all hoping it to be, I doubt I'll be that bothered.
I want to speculate so much, which is why I'm going to speculate like a madman.
Everyone's been flipping their lid over wanting an MMO Pokemon game, and I think it's the closest we're going to get.
So I have to do it.
It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. Okay, all right. Yeah. So this announcement is.
If they do this right, and everything, and the game is great, I'm going to be so happy. I almost cried watching the trailer.
So let's say let's bring all the cast for this announcement together. Let's set some context and let's discuss this thing. Let's try and pour through it as best we can. First off, Pokemon strategic business announcement announced in Japan, right? I think it was Sunekazu Ishihara that had the that went out and announced this, and then Junichi Masuda, who was the music director for a bunch of games, is getting involved with this. So bringing in the big guns when they announced this. Niantic Labs, who is known for their popular game Ingress, something I do actually play too. It's pretty, it is a cool game. It uses an augmented reality overlay. It's not like super crazy, nuts, impressive kind of stuff, but the social aspect of it is really deep. I get updates about like meetups happening in different cities, and I wish they had one in Sydney so we could actually join in. But oh man, if Pokemon Go has this sort of thing, I am. That's it. We might be reporting from the field We might not have time for live
You'll never
IPLcasts.
go home again.
No, we'll
We'll
be
spend
camping
all
out
our
in the wild.
evenings chasing down Ghastly and Miss Magius.
It's really good. Okay, so yeah, players using their phones. It would be really nice to actually have that sort of thing where you knew a Pokemon was somewhere and then you had to figure it out. I'm not sure what I would do if it turned out that a Pokemon was hiding out in somebody's property. I might actually like utilize my church door knocking skills and try and get access for maximum catch rates.
Excuse me, there seems to be a Charmander in your house. Can I come in?
Yeah, it's like, excuse me, but my augmented reality overlay
get
has
the
told me there's
feeling-
some really rare crap in here.
I get the feeling that they're going to allow a certain radius around the Pokemon for catching, and I also get the feeling they're not going to have anything indoors.
Yeah, that's correct.
So Google Maps is already good enough to understand what's indoors and what's outdoors. So I think if Niantic Labs, which used to be partnered with Google, I think based on their map game Ingress, I think they won't have any problem determining that.
I doubt that they will have any problems. In Ingress, there's already a wide radius that you can stand next to. You don't have to be in front of the thing to catch it. To trigger to interact with nodes. I suspect this is the same thing. I will appreciate it if they do the same layout strategy as they do with Ingress, where Ingress nodes are generally determined by, stuff like there's graffiti, like not graffiti, there's like street art, wall art, famous landmarks, things like that. Things that are easily accessible for the public, things that people can walk to, things that don't invade people's, like things that don't involve going into people's homes. I imagine it's going to be something like that, where the index of locations is really well monitored and really, controlled. I really hope it's going to be location dependent, so the type of Pokemon you can catch is dependent on what.
I get the feeling they would implement something like that. It can't just be random. It wouldn't make sense to encounter a dealing in the city, for instance.
Can you imagine how insane it would be, though, if you had to go to a coast, if you lived in a landlocked country?
Yeah, I wonder if they. I know trading's going to be a thing. The trailer showed in-person trading, but I wonder if they're going to have Wi-Fi trading as well, so that if say you're in a location that is difficult to find certain types, you can at least trade for them online.
I imagine that you can. I don't know if you can trade like over the network, but I imagine you can trade. It'll do GPS tracing to find people in contact you can communicate with, and then use your data connection on the server to initiate the trade. Because the emphasis seems to be that you have to actually make contact with people and do. You have to be in link cable range to trade.
I know, but I know Nintendo understands that not everybody can achieve that.
I don't know. I like knowing some of the other AR games. They might implement some sort of thing where you can go in and actually go in and actually get some access to Pokemon without necessarily having to resort to finding somebody else, which is great if you live in rural areas. I can imagine. I know at least one person. Your bestie might actually get a kick out of this because of where she's located.
Yeah. I reckon rural places would actually have an advantage considering the wider range of Pokemon they'd be able to find than what would theoretically appear in a city.
We would make so many excuses to go to the country. We would make so many excuses to go on long train rides.
Yeah, imagine being on a train and running into a valuable Pokemon appears and you just can't get close to it.
Oh, that's happened to me so much in Ingress, though.
Yeah.
It was pretty insane.
It's like it's like you pass by Granville and suddenly there's like a Gengar floating around. You're like, no.
I don't think it's gonna. I don't think it's one of those things where it speeds out. It's gonna be It's primarily going to appear in a location for a certain amount of time, kind of thing. given our cities, and this might change for your city, given our city's transport scheme, the one where we have a card, it's easy enough. Depending
I
on
know, but
how.
the thing is, what if you're between stations, or what if you don't have time to get off and catch it?
Well, that's the thing. That's what I mean. It's going to be
Mm.
more of a priority battle than it is a Pokemon battle, where you have to. You pretty much have to weigh it in your head before the doors close on the train.
Mm.
Going, oh crap! Do I get out at Granville now
No,
and
but
catch
like
this thing?
we tend to get on a train where there's a long stretch between the stations that it actually stops at. So imagine coming across something important there, and you just can't stop to get to it.
I don't think they would put it in like ridiculously hard to find locations. I think they would put it
Not so
in.
much, but like you pass through so many cities. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
The
I know
train
what I'm.
stop.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It's like if it's easy enough. Like Granville, say, is a station close enough to a transport interchange that you can get out and then catch an adjoining train if you so choose.
Yeah.
That's the benefit of
But
the.
what
That's
if
the
the train doesn't stop there? That's what I mean.
Then that's
You get me?
opportunity lost.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
But that like. But what I'm trying to say with regards to that is that, like, if you see it and you pass it, then, for me, tough. You got on the train. That was the decision you made. You missed the opportunity. Try again
Mm.
next time. But I think it's like if you had the option to,
Mm.
you could be as equally flexible because we live in a city that allows us to do that.
Mm.
To get off one train, immediately catch the next one, and the ticket price is gonna be relatively the same.
True. True.
Like I said, the situation is different for each territory, but I imagine, like, if we were after water Pokemon, we could just arrange an entire weekend where we would go out to Manly Beach, say, and take the coastal walk, and ignore all the beautiful scenery because we're trying to catch water Pokemon.
We could also easily just go up to Darling Harbour. That's it's waterside.
Yeah,
You've
I
already
know,
found
but
a
it's
ton of tentacle there.
yeah, but there's urban that's urban
Yeah.
it's urban, like, waterside versus like the nature walk, which is
Mm.
pretty much just cliffside and water and stuff. And the other main difference is that Darling Harbor is a harbor within an inlet as you go in, whereas Manly Beach faces the ocean.
I know. I just
The-
wonder how much detail they're going to put into this Pokemon.
Um, well, like, can anybody hear the clicky keyboard? Cool.
Yeah.
All right, cool. It's loud. That's good. I'm looking up the habitat list. This is what I suppose is going to be the thing they're going to reference to.
Mm.
It's
But I suspect, considering the wide range of areas they have to cover with this, I think they're just going to assign certain areas to the habitat list itself rather than what would make sense. So if you're in a water area, you'll be able to find all water groups, or at least one water group and everything in there, rather than
there's not that much in terms of habitat.
I know, but that's what I mean. So, like, in a park, maybe they classify that as a field or something, and then you'd actually wonder what
They could
is
classify it-
Flabby Bee's habitat.
I don't know. The habitat concept was last used in Fire Red and Leaf Green.
I know, but surely to God they would use it for this.
Yeah, I know they will expand it, but this is speculation now.
They're probably going to just throw them wherever they feel would be proper distribution. So I'm going to be out in the middle of farm country and suddenly see a Goldeen.
I hope they don't do
Goldeen would
that. It
count-
really does break.
Goldeen would count if you get to any body of water, I would imagine.
Yeah,
Now I'm staring out into corn. There's a Goldeen.
yeah. So I
I'm
do hope
thinking-
they implement habitats.
I hope it has a little more thought into that, but worst case scenario,
Corn
how
Goldie.
Howdy, coworker. Did you see that I caught this little goldfish creature on my phone? What's that? You want to make fun of me for playing a kid's game? Fair enough.
I'll have you know the promotional trailer had adults in it.
That's actually one of the things that grabbed me about the trailer is that for most of the trailer, like mostly young adults and people in middle age.
I think the only point they showed kids was when the kids were with adults who were playing the game.
Pretty much, but the kids weren't holding the phones, were they? It was the adults holding the
adults are playing the games. The kids were just there.
The kids were being dragged along. This is not their game. This is our game. I have a couple. I guess if Niantic Labs is making it, that kind of gets rid of one of my worries. I was worried that this was going to be platform specific, whereas the Android players could only play with the Android players and the iOS players could only play with the iOS players. But Ingress is cross-platform, so iOS and Android players can.
I doubt they'd split their user base like that. To be honest,
I doubt they would, but plenty of games usually do split it by user base. Plenty of the big games, in fact, split it by user base.
But considering the interactivity that Nintendo and Pokemon Company are trying to push with this, I strongly doubt they'd do that.
They're going to make a killing. Once this comes out, I expect it to be on top of the iTunes App Store.
Absolutely.
For our territory, yeah.
If they do this right, I will be so happy. You have no idea how happy I would be.
So Rob, did you watch the trailer at all?
No, I found out about it today, but I was in the middle of studying, so...
Okay.
You've got to see the trailer.
I
almost cried. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful.
You have to see the trailer. The trailer is one of those really great tug on your heartstrings for the joy of it kind of amazeballs.
Like, all these years, people have been going on and on how they want a Pokemon MMO. And I think if this is done right, this is probably the closest we're ever going to get to actually having a Pokemon MMO.
Yeah. There's so much potential in this game. It is right up there with No Man's Sky as the two games that I wish aren't going to be crap. They are the only two games on that list, but they are two amazing games with so much potential behind them. Please don't make this crap, Nintendo. I have so much faith in, TPCI. I have so much faith in you to make a really good Pokemon game, and Niantic has pedigree behind it. So, if they stuff this up royally, I am going to be really burnt out.
Fair enough.
I think at most this will be a good game. I can't imagine, considering the companies involved in this, I can't imagine it's going to be a shit game. But just, will it be the best game? That's the question.
Ooh, that's going to be hard.
I don't think it's actually going to reach that level.
Yeah, I still have some, my heart will always be with the main series games. If it's got the interactivity and the features that I hope it would have, then this might be my game. What I imagine this is going to be the best spin-off game. If they pull this off. It will be the best spin-off game, hands down.
Don't let the Mystery Dungeon folks hear that.
Oh boy, oh man, shots fired! This is really funny too, because I'm busy doing the engineering for a Mystery Dungeon type game. So I'm essentially shooting myself in the leg here. Okay, the Pokemon Go Plus. The question is, will you get Pokemon Go Plus at launch?
Yes.
No.
Okay. No. I am.
If they make it available here, I will. You know what it's like with these Nintendo peripherals where we live.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna make it available. They haven't, they've only gypped us once with Pokemon peripherals, and that was because the game wasn't good to begin with anyway. Sorry, Genius Sorority, you make good stuff, but not this one. Pokemon Go Plus is an interesting thing. It looks like the Pokemon location pin from last year's April Fool's joke, the Google Maps one.
Mm.
It looks like the Pokemon bookmark pin, which is amazing. I do want it. Not so much for all the extra functionality it's going to give, because my phone does that extra functionality already, and I check it constantly, like I just did now. And I don't need the extra functionality, but oh my gosh, it looks cool.
It does.
What was it?
I would actually use it for its Pokemon detection feature.
Josh Wittenkeller, right, was saying that this would be the equivalent of walking around with a Pokewalker. You place it visible enough, you can actually tell who's playing.
Yeah.
I am definitely gonna get this. I'm gonna get this just because it looks great. It's a trinket, granted, but it's a nice-looking trinket. I can't deny that it is a pretty-looking trinket.
See, I work in a laboratory, and I intend to continue to work in a laboratory. And jewelry in general is frowned upon, and I'm told that acetone ruins watch faces.
Yes.
I work with that.
Well, I mean, that's
I
a
wouldn't
fair
wear it
enough.
at work myself.
I don't think the use case of the Go Plus involves you wearing it whilst in the lab. I would hope that you would wear it when not in the lab situation or handling dangerous chemicals. Because as much as I think it's cool, it's small and it's made of plastic, and it will melt at the mere mention of anything dangerous. I think it'd be cool just to have it. I'm a Pokemon geek, except for today. I usually wear a Pokemon shirt for IPLCast. So it's like I want to have that thing that is representative of the fact that I am a huge Pokemon fan, and it's one of those things. It's like Megan carrying her Mega Evolution ring or her Mega Evolution bracelet. It's just one of those things. It is for me going to be more of a trinket than it is functional. Having said that, I think I might be able to get some use out of it. I have not justified the use case, but when it comes to Pokemon stuff in general, especially when released by TPCI, my use case goes out to the window. It's not like I clipped the Pokewalkers to my belt any when I was going around using Pokewalkers. I had them in the bag.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so we've got it's September now. We've got 3 months until the end of 2015. I imagine this thing is going to take... We're going to see this in the next 6 months of the next year. So anytime between now and June 2016, we're going to get some release notes, news, anything. I'm hoping they don't delay the launch. Apparently this has been in works for a while, and apparently the aesthetic is going to be similar to Pokemon Snap. That's the inspiration.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping it doesn't require. Twitch level, Twitch maneuvering. Because if I have to swing my camera around to catch something Dream Radar style, I'm gonna break it.
Yeah, that'll look pretty stupid in public. I hope it doesn't want you to do that.
Yep.
I mean, I already look enough like an idiot, so.
At least you can pretend to be quietly unassuming and doing stuff on your phone when you're playing Ingress, when in reality you're completely trolling the opposing team by screwing up their node structure. I'm so amped. Like the very first when I saw the trailer, I messaged you and then I messaged Dabby and I wrote pretty much I told her exactly what was happening, and then I followed it up in all caps with "The hype train has left the station." I'm going to try and be not excited about this. unless they keep leaking stuff that is going to keep me excited about this.
There is
But
very little information on it at the moment, to be honest.
so little that everything we're talking about right now is speculation. But I also, like, I want to hear news about this, but I don't want to hear news. I want to get proper excited when this is close to release, more than just have the drip that Nintendo's known for when revealing information about Pokemon games. Now, one of the really big bits of speculation that was dropped. I don't know if wait, hold on. Nope, not yet. It's not in our headline blurbs. Okay. One of the biggest pieces of speculation was that they display the timeline, because next year is the 20th anniversary of the Pokemon franchise. Started in 1996, all of that stuff. Now, the way they laid it out, they had 1996 with the original games, the Gen 1 games, and then they had each year release with each of the major generational releases. They didn't include any of the spin-off games or any of the rehashes, any of the reboots, none of that. Just the main generation release. And then 2016, which is blank. So the rumor mill is now rife with the idea that there will be a main series game launched in late 2016.
Most likely, to be honest.
Yeah, going from the release cycle alone, every 18 months there is a new Pokemon game. On average. It takes about 3 or 4 years for a new generation to pop up, and 2016 will be that year.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Who knows? They're gonna start drip feeding it for sure. Everything from that new Pokemon revealed in the in that movie, to the Mega Evolution 4 special, this is a quiet lead up to a new main series Pokemon game, which means that the moment it's announced, I'm going to march straight to GameStop.
As you do.
As you do. All right, now let's move on to the next headline.
Next headline, Pokémon Shuffle released for iOS and Android. Pokémon Shuffle is now available on mobile devices. According to our head admin, it is exactly like the 3DS version of the game, but with less value for money, as in you get less in-game cash from beating stages, and real money gets you less in-game cash per dollar than the 3DS version.
Yep. Okay, so that's... That last one isn't quite correct. I'll get back to that. But I don't know if anybody else has played Pokemon Shuffle on the 3DS.
No.
No?
No.
Rob? No, okay. It's Candy Crush. It's Candy Crush on the 3DS.
We know.
Yeah. The mechanic is exactly the same, except it has Pokemon and a capture mechanic at the end of the stage. Cool.
And they didn't copyright Saga.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just amping up for a rant here. So Shuffle at the 3DS, fine, didn't care, because a week later, Pokemon Rumble World came out. I cared more about that than I did about Shuffle. I do know a lot of people who had Shuffle on their games, played it like crazy, very cool, and then, close the thing on their 3DS, and then proceed to play Candy Crush on their mobiles. It makes sense to me. If you're going to choose one match 3 Candy Crush Saga style thing, you either play the original or you play one of the knockoffs. But you pick. You don't switch between them. Anyway,
I'm bored playing a match 3. I'm going to play a match 3.
Yeah. Shuffle is odd in that it actually has an energy mechanic. It gives you 5 games, 5 hearts that you can spend on any number of games within a set amount of time, and then it replenishes at set intervals. I think mine does it every 30 minutes or so. So every 2.5 hours, it'll send you a notification that says, "Oh, hey, you can play again. This is mobile." I'm gonna guess this 3DS thing is similar. You can get hearts on top of that, but that's an in-app purchase. It just tacks on. Cool. It by itself, the in-app purchase model isn't bad in Pokemon Shuffle for 3DS. It gets you stuff. You can buy some degree of money or some degree of hearts, replenish stuff. You can use the money to buy things that can boost your in-game performance, stuff like starting with the Mega Evolution thing, which grants you a massive advantage, reducing the complexity of puzzles, increasing the attack damage against the Pokemon you're trying to defeat, so on and so forth. Great. I don't like it as much as I do the gem system in the diamond system in Pokemon Rumble World, but that's beside the point. People get a kick out of Pokemon Shuffle, right? They release it on mobile, and I'm like, okay, this was about 2 weeks ago. It's released on mobile. I'm going to give it a shot since I didn't give it a shot the 3DS. I want to see what this is about. I don't like match 3 games, but I'm going to give this a go anyway. I have been playing this on and off for the past 2 weeks. I am probably going to delete it by the end of September. I'm still trying to see what like an entire month of playing this game is like. The first thing I can tell you is the difficulty ramps up quite a bit. And by difficulty, I mean the complexity and the degree to which the game will screw you in your attempt to solve a puzzle well. The other thing I will point out is that this thing has been re-engineered to be optimized for those who take advantage of in-app purchases. The in-game currency is called gems. They're called gems. I believe it's something like $4.99 US to get 5 gems. 5 gems, like a single gem, will either give you either replenish your hearts back up to 5 from 0, or give you 4,000 coins. 4,000 coins is enough to buy 1 Great Ball. That increases your chances of catching a Pokemon. That's about it. You cannot. I've never seen a situation where you can spend get 4,000 coins and spend more. Pay for more than 1 bonus in your game. That exchange rate is great, but it's crap. Like, it's great in the sense that it gives you the availability to use stuff immediately. It's crap in the sense that it cost about $5 US to get as many gems. It doesn't feel like a $5 game. It feels like a $4 game that shouldn't have in-app purchases. If I want to get access to things, I'm perfectly fine to wait it out. I thought by grinding it, I'd actually be able to get more stuff or more money to spend on stuff, but it turns out that for the mobile version, they nerfed the amount of money you can earn by completing stages. Like, they nerfed it, but you get 1/3 of the money you would usually get in the 3DS version. That really pisses me off. Because I'm like, okay, let's see how far I can get without having to hit the paywall. Because I said a maximum thing. I will spend the $6.50 Australian, $5 US that you would spend on the single in-app purchase, and that's it. Got it. That thing was gone in 2 days. The game just makes it really inconvenient for you, even if you have the capability to spend money on doing stuff.
That's not a good sign for a game.
Yeah. So I'm like, of the various games that I have on the the phone, this is one of the least ones. Like, this is one of the ones I don't really pay that much attention to, except for the fact that it is a Pokemon game running on my iPhone. But I would recommend this only to people who are absolutely sick of playing Candy Crush Saga or Candy Crush Soda Saga and want to get gypped some other way. I'm like, if you're perfectly fine with that pay-to-play mechanic, great. If you love Pokemon, even better. Get it on your 3DS. Don't get it on the mobile. Like, at least with the 3DS, I can put it down and put it aside, and I have the main series Pokemon games that I want to play then and there. With the mobile, I'm pretty much, if this is the only game I have, like, if this is the only game I had access to, I would be bored out of my mind. It's not the best match 3 game out there, which is saying something. It's also like as far as in-app purchases go, it's not the best at all. There is nothing here that provides you an incentive to even work towards something. It basically looks at you and goes, "Do you have the cash to pay for this? No? Well, tough luck, buddy. You'll have to get one of the paid options to at least take some advantage of this game." And I'm like, well,
Mm.
screw that. Like, okay, so you earn 100. You earn 100 coins every time you complete a stage, right?
Right.
That means to afford sorry, you get 100 coins if you complete a stage the first time. You get 20 every subsequent time you complete it. The Great Ball, the one that increases your rate of capture, is 3,500 coins, which means that to get the money to pay for that without ever using in-app purchases, you have to finish 35 stages.
Mm.
That's
I'm not even at the double of that. I'm at stage 63 right now, and it's like it is a grind. And not the fun, I'm leveling up my Pokemon grind. It's fun, like it's the kind of grind that goes, oh hey, did you want the evolved version of this Pokemon? Well, you'll have to be better at this thing. And also we have in-app purchases, so if you can't get that, then
Mm.
it's a dirty word.
I'm not against in-app purchases because I am convinced that if Pokemon Go is really good, I will give them money. Because it starts off free to play, but his IAPs. I'm like, if the mechanics good and the IAPs are fair, I will pay them money because it's a good game.
Mm.
Like, I don't mind doing that. Where I do mind is when they expect you to go straight into the IAP process immediately when playing the game instead of enjoying the game first. I'm like, cool if I could play the game far enough and go, hey, if I want access to the really crazy stuff, if I want to get stuff sooner, if I want to if I want to thunder through the first 100 stages of this game and really plow through it, awesome. I could probably invest in some IAPs, but not to the degree that they're selling it here. I think the most expensive thing I saw was like $50.
Why? You can buy a dang Pokemon game.
I know. I could get
Mm.
it. I could get that for cheaper. I could get a real Pokemon game for cheaper. If I were to spend the amount of money on the gems here that I would need to like convincingly get through I'm gonna load it now, and I'm gonna see how much it would actually cost for me to get a conceivably large amount of
Mm.
gems. Let's load it up. Let's see if I can get to the shop. Come on, let me actually load it up. Doesn't want me to. Okay, $50 gets you 56 gems. Okay.
Really?
Yeah. It's
That's not
originally
much.
40. It's originally 40 gems, but they've included it's 40 gems, but they've included 16 bonus.
So in other words, $50 for 40 gems, say, that means each gem is worth a bit over $1.
Yeah, it's
That's a
about
lot.
$1.30 per gem.
That's a lot.
It is a lot. It's amazing. It's amazing how little of the in-game currency you actually get compared to the real world pay that you're pouring into it. I'm not gonna pay. There is no way I'm gonna pay $50 for an app like that. Like, justifications of phones aside, this is not a cheap phone. But that is not a good enough game that I am willing to drop $50 for it.
Mm.
No.
Absolutely.
There's a certain cost justification I'm willing to endure for games like these, and I'm a healthy user of I believe in using IAPs well. Like if the exchange rate and the payment to capability ratio is good, and how it figures into the mechanics, that's fine. That's a separate issue. What I'm getting here is the fact that they're willing to gouge me for $50 to essentially play my way through what is going to feel like half the game.
Mm.
Shovelware.
Yeah.
You're essentially asked to pay full game price at release for essentially shovelware for your iPhone.
Yeah. Look, it's not the only denomination you can spend, but it is the highest denomination you can spend. The fact that they're putting it that far up there is just
What I dislike about this is just the value for money.
yeah. There's
It's ridiculous.
I can't. Having spent for in-game currency and having tried to see what in-game currency can actually get me, the value of exchange, what you would get for $6.49 is so much less compared to other apps. The satisfaction level is really low. It's like you can spend 1 gem to get enough money to get the Great Ball, right, which is a higher capture thing. It doesn't actually guarantee that you'll catch it. It just guarantees you'll have a better chance of catching it than before. And sometimes that's great. Sometimes it is 99%, which are amazing odds. Fine. Sometimes it just goes from 15% to 25%. Basically, you're paying $1.30 to get 10% more for in your catch rate for that Pokemon. And it's not even like it's not even crazy like hard to catch. You're trying to catch a Charmeleon. That's the rate increase for the pay to catch item. And I'm like, no, I'm not gonna pay $1.30 to get a higher chance of catching something. If I'm gonna pay $1.30, you make me catch that thing. That means I get to keep it. Because it has happened to me before. I have gone, okay, let's see what happens. Pay the 1 gem, get the ball, try and catch it, did not catch. And I'm like, did I just throw that away? Because it wastes the item. You can't reuse the item. So it's like, it's a single-use item. It's the only item that increases the catch rate. Ideally, it should allow you to catch the thing, but no, it just increases your chances of catching it. So it's like, not only does it gyp you by making you spend $1.30 on the currency to buy the thing, it gyps you a second time by not allowing you to catch it and wasting the money you spent on it. So I wouldn't recommend this game at all. If you own a smartphone, get something better. There are far better games on the iOS.
Like Candy Crush.
Not even like there are far better games for if you had $5. If you had $5 to spend on an app, there are so many other things you could spend that $5 on that isn't Pokemon Shuffle. Get something else.
Like Attack the Light.
Yes. What?
Okay, now this is super deviating, but it's an app game that's
That's the Steven Universe one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the Steven Universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one is really good.
And it's under $5.
Yeah.
Get them hooked on that.
Yeah. If you're gonna get a game, get this. All right. This is $3.79 on the Australian App Store. That's like $2.90. $2.99. I'm gonna guess it's $2.99.
It was like $3 US dollars.
It's $3. Just this is far better value.
Not to mention a far better game than a lot of the current ones out there.
Oh yeah, so much. So I'm going to I'm just gonna say, like, as far as Pokemon games are concerned for phones, this gets a no vote from me. I understand that this was developed by a third party for Pokemon, but it's still a really bad. It's a waste of the license. Don't get it.
Cool.
All right.
We good?
Yep, I'm okay now. I'm okay now. That was. Thank you for letting me indulge.
That was 20 minutes of rant.
Thank you for letting me indulge, though. Holy crap! That was 2.5 weeks of pent up app-based rage, waiting to breathe free.
Okay, moving on.
Alright, move on to the next headline.
Moving on.
Okay.
Movies 1, 2, and 3 to be released on DVD and Blu-ray in Australia and New Zealand. December 2nd, 2015 marks the release of the first 3 Pokemon movies on Blu-ray and DVD by Beyond Home Entertainment, the official distributor for the Pokemon anime in Australia and New Zealand. The movies will be available both individually and as a collection, all coming in a collector's edition tin. This will be the first time the movies will be available since Warner Brothers, the original distributor, stopped distributing the DVDs a few years ago.
So this is good news. This is actually welcome news to me because we're slowly I think we've pretty much more or less done a full transition to Blu-ray in our household. Like you've got a Blu-ray drive,
Yeah,
and
but
most
I
of the devices.
actually don't have any Blu-ray DVDs myself.
Yeah, most of
They're
most of the stuff that we have here, we still have a few DVDs, but every time we get new media, it's almost always a Blu-ray.
Yeah.
So the fact that they're mastering this for Blu-ray is welcome news to me because they're not gonna get much of a performance bump, but then again, the prices for Blu-rays are as much or slightly less expensive than DVDs. I've noticed.
Really?
And I'm
I
not
always
even-
found them to be more expensive.
You'd think they were more expensive, but when I recently went to JB
Because I
Hi-Fi,
usually
which
can
is
get DVDs for $30, but I keep finding Blu-rays for $50.
because I was it Cosmos, the Blu-ray version of
I guess it just depends on what it is.
well, I mean Neil deGrasse Tyson is great in either high definition or true high definition, but
I know, but I mean,
that
like,
aside.
regarding of whatever that price was, you'd also then find Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood for $50 a DVD.
Yeah.
A Blu-ray. And I will not pay that.
That 13 episode collection for Cosmos was $34 for DVD and $30
That's
for
a
Blu-ray.
fair price. $50 for one FMA DVD is not a fair price.
No, it's not. It's
I will not pay it.
I imagine this is going to release at somewhere around that level, so you'll get all 3 movies for around the $30 Australian mark.
Because it's all coming in collector's editions, I expect it to be around 50 to 80, depending.
We'll have to see. We'll do a follow-up and let you know what this looks like when it comes out. This is in December 2nd, so that's not going to be in any addendum, but we're going to try and follow up and see how much it actually costs to get it. Sub 50 at the very least. I'm hoping it's sub 50.
Collector's edition. I don't know.
Yeah, I know,
40
but
or
it's not a
50 maybe.
limited edition tin. Like they've scrapped tons of stuff in collector's edition tins now.
The collection is limited edition. The one that has all 3 of them is going to be limited edition. But the other ones I don't think are. But they do come in the collector's tin, which always bumps up the price.
Yeah, we'll see. They don't fit well on shelves either, these collector's edition tins.
I think these ones might be box-shaped. It looked box-shaped, but I don't know. We'll have to see.
We'll see. Anyway.
At least they're not the ones that came in like a giant Pokeball.
Yeah, those would be great if we had the shelf space.
They would
and
look
the money.
amazing, but I have no way to put them.
Yeah. All right. So, that little release announcement aside, let's go to a clue for Pokemon's future.
A clue for Pokemon's future. 2 weeks ago, Nintendo World Report asked Pokemon Marketing Director J.C. Smith to give them a cryptic clue regarding Pokemon's future in 2016. After pausing to think, Smith reportedly said the word flowers.
So they're not even
Just
sure if
flowers.
that's what he said. Yeah.
Well, that's what they said in the Nintendo World Report. He just said flowers.
I imagine we're gonna see something related to the Eternal Flower in
That's
the
what
next
speculation
Main
is.
Series game.
They say it. Speculation at the moment says that it will probably have something to do with the what's its name?
Easy.
The Flabébé evolution. What's it called?
Floette.
Floette. That's it. It'll probably have something to do with a Floette. And also in Ruby Sapphire and Pseudopolis, there was that tree that has the same shaped flower that grows, the blue ones. So they suspect that might be a link. Even if just like a basic one, but yeah.
It's gonna be interesting. It's more of an aesthetic clue than anything on what to expect.
That's the only
Um,
link anyone has at the moment, to be honest. God
Looking
knows what
forward to
it'll
some more
mean.
Sugimori art,
Mm.
or rather, Sugimori directed art. It's. I've kind of accepted the fact now that Sugimori does rarely does like large pieces anymore.
Yeah.
He does do the set pieces, but he's mostly directing the the art. Yeah, he's the art director now. He's not just
Mm.
the series artist.
Mm.
Okay. Oh, this is interesting. Pokemon and Super Mario Maker.
Pokemon in Super Mario Maker. A feature of Super Mario Maker that is that players can dress their Mario sprite in a range of costumes, 6 of which are Pokemon. Players can dress up as Pikachu, Lucario, Greninja, Jigglypuff, Charizard, and Mewtwo, but only if they have the corresponding amiibo. The costume is triggered by the Mystery Mushroom, which can pop up during a level.
Interesting. We don't have Mario Maker yet, but we will at some point in the future. Um, interesting.
It's
Like
already
we have,
dropped somewhere, so I don't remember the release date for here.
it's
yeah.
it released today.
Here.
Yeah, it released today here.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, it was out this morning. I saw it on
Oh.
the e-store. It's available on retail as well, but
We should get that at some point.
yeah, I have just dropped a ton of loot for a computer system though, so I won't be able to get it.
Yeah, not right now. Maybe in a week or two when we're less poor.
How about let's try and get it like let's ease off and try and get it in like a fortnight or something like that.
Yeah.
Probably less. I also heard that the Splatoon amiibo work for this game.
Ooh,
So you
that
can
might be one of the
you
other
can turn it
costumes.
you can turn it to an inkling.
That's amazing.
I could be a squid now.
Were you a kid?
Yay!
Actually, I'm poor too because of exactly that reason. My brother got a very early birthday gift. It was a Wii U.
Oh wow.
It includes Splatoon.
Very cool.
Was it the Splatoon bundle or?
It was. We were actually hunting for just a plain old Wii U, but we ended up with the Splatoon bundle, and then we decided to just tack on Mario Kart 8 and Super Smash Bros. At the exact same time. So it's not like we're short of things to play.
Yeah, no, Splatoon is really cool. Like I'm not crazy hardcore into Splatoon, but it is a fun pick up and play game.
Yeah.
It is when you're not doing ranked.
Oh my god.
Yeah. No, sorry. That's the asterisk in the little statement there. It is when you're not doing ranked. I have played at least 5 different ranked matches and I hate it. So I went straight back into playing Turf War.
Yeah.
I'm not as competitive in ranked as I should be to actually succeed in ranked. In addition to the Pokemon in Super Mario Maker, I believe this has crazy amounts of amiibo functionality. Hint, hint, Link and Zelda. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
If all of the Pokemon amiibo are costumes, I get the feeling that all of the amiibo are costumes.
Oh my gosh, Yarn Yoshi, please let this happen.
You may just turn them into Yoshi, because I think I think what each of the amiibos do, because I know we have multiple Marios and multiple Bowsers and multiple Yoshis, is each one will unlock a costume for each of them. And I think I saw a Tumblr post with each one of the amiibos turning Mario into a costume. I think I just saw that today, maybe. So I think what it'll end up doing is it'll make, if you put in the Yarn Yoshi, it'll make Mario turn into Yoshi, just like if you did the Smash Brothers or the Super Mario World one.
Yeah, I imagine so.
So I'm seeing Yoshi, Link, Isabella, Marth, Koopa, Peach, Kirby, the Wii Fit Trainer. I'm going to see what I can go through with this.
I assume just all the amiibo.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Marth though, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Peach, Luigi, Bowser, Goomba. Oh man, I really want to. The gold and silver Marios are each have their own effects as well.
Oh, cool.
And the Builder Mario from the bundle has a different effect.
Ah, neat.
And the Yarn Yoshis are different again.
Ah, okay.
So the pink Yarn Yoshi and the green Yarn Yoshi and the light blue Yarn Yoshis show up as textured Yoshis instead of the usual flat pixel Yoshi.
Cute.
Yeah, it's nuts. What else? Oh, you remember? I don't know if you know this. They're selling that big sized Yoshi as an amiibo, the Mega Yarn Yoshi.
Yeah, you mentioned that. Yeah.
It turns into its own. Mario turns into the Mega Yarn Yoshi if you put the Mega Yarn Yoshi amiibo. It's like a bigger sprite version of the Yarn Yoshi.
What? Wait, what? Why have I not been told of this?
Hold on. I'm gonna send you the link through chat. This is nuts. I've just find the link through in the Mario Wiki for What? Oh, you can turn into Meta Knight. I'm gonna get amiibos now.
Oh, look at that. That's amazing.
Oh, you can Link, Zelda.
If anyone else wants to see this list, you can go to mariowiki.com/costume_Mario.
It turns into the
Or you can Google
squid. It turns into the green squid.
That's amazing.
November 15th, Mega Yarn Yo. I want that.
Yeah, do a Google image search for it. It is huge. It's like proper big plushie sized.
Now I'm torn. No, I'm
sorry.
Yoshi and Smash. Yoshi is my main. Yoshi and I go way back. So I was holding down for the Yarn Yoshi, but now there's this
Mega Yarn
Yoshi amiibo. What?
Oh, that is nuts. If you put a Sonic amiibo, it turns into the Sonic the Hedgehog sprite instead of a customized sprite.
Ay.
Little Mac, Chibi Robo, Slippy Toad. Oh, it's unlockable. Okay. Reese and Tom Nook. What? There are 100 different costume Marios.
Crazy. It can also be Mabel from Animal Crossing.
Timmy and Tommy, who's Necky the Fox?
It could also be the Duck Hunt Dog.
Who wants to do
Or a
Necky?
Mahjong tile.
Oh, it's the mascot of Famitsu.
Oh. No idea. Oh well.
You can turn him into Pikmin. This is nuts. This is just whoa.
Crazy. Somebody's taking a photo.
I drawings on Tumblr, and I take pictures of them because I don't want to boot up my scanner every single day. And some days I don't even get a chance to turn my main desktop on. So.
Oh yeah. So is Gino still with us, or?
I have no idea.
Because he's gone completely silent.
I think we killed him.
Oh no. Must have been a giant Yoshi.
Now that killed me.
Anyway, let's move on. Pokémon Tournament Wii U and Pikachu Libre. Pokémon Tournament has been announced for Spring 2016 release on the Wii U. Additionally, Pikachu Libre is now available as a playable character. Naturally, its moves look very much like a wrestler's. A tiny electric wrestler.
Okay, so I'm on Tumblr, right? And this thing gets announced. My brother then comes home and he's like, yo, Robert, guess what happened today? Guess what's gonna come to the Wii U? And he's like, it's Pokken Tournament. I'm like, I just read that on Tumblr. And as it turns out, Wrestler Pikachu is an homage to like some fighter game where you literally have a wrestler. He literally does this back bend move with his head on the ground, and it's like every single one of these characters is pulling a reference to an old Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat character, which is awesome apparently, because this is a fighter game, of course, but that's actually kind of cool. It does look cool. We may get that. I don't know, but I want to see a little more. Personally, I want to see a little bit more of the game before I make a decision, because I mean, if we only get a certain select set of Pokemon and none of them are Sceptile, then I may not have to play.
Yeah.
I get that.
The only fighting game that I've ever really played was Soul Calibur for the GameCube, and that's because they had Link show up in it, which was awesome. But yeah, that's my experience. That's my background. So we'll probably get it. Knowing us, we'll probably get it.
I think I played Mortal Kombat once. I played as a girl who used Bagua, and then I got my rear handed to me by a guy who used vomiting as a main special attack. I never went over to that friend's house again. Anyways, Pokken Tournament looks cool. I'm excited it's coming to the Wii U. I'm hoping that it preserves some of the feel of the arcade, because apparently arcade fighters have a certain feel to them. And I mean, I've been into a couple arcades, and it's like, yeah, they do feel like they're their own special breed. If they can capture that feel and put it onto the Wii U, then I think it would be a winner. Personally,
it's rare that they do that degree of like one-to-one port. I think the best one for me was Tekken 3. It was a decent port.
I would have no idea. I've never played it.
Yeah, Pokken Tournament should be good. It's obviously the arcade version is going to run off way better hardware than what the Wii U is going to be able to pump out. But if we're going full 60 FPS if we're going full 60 FPS like it does in the arcade, then I'm not worried. They're going to do a couple of tweaks to make it more amiable to the home version. And also because you're mostly fighting with a wireless controller, not with a wired, and you will have latency issues with regards to that. Other than that, I think it's looking to be a really good port. They've announced it this early, and they said that it's coming next year, right? Which means that they are actively working towards porting this for a release.
It's looking like mid next year.
Oh, man, they have to time their releases, because there's the big rumor about the main series, there's Pokemon Go, and then there's Pokken Tournament.
Yeah.
2016 is shaping up to be not just the 20th anniversary of the Pokemon franchise as a whole, but also possibly the biggest year in terms of Pokemon releases.
Also, Zelda U.
Yeah, but that's not Pokemon.
I don't care.
I think I got late 2016 as the update on the pre-order for Zelda U. Let me check. We've had that thing since they announced it. When did they announce it?
Start of the year, I think.
This year? Oh no, we had this thing way before then.
It was E3 last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh
let me check. Yeah, there's no certain release date. I'm going to guess it's going to be late next year.
Probably.
Yeah.
At least we'll have time to save up money after Pokken Tournament comes out.
Oh man, Pokken Tournament. Yeah, here's hoping that it comes out and it's a decent port. I won't be that miffed if it's lacking online multiplayer at the get-go, because I imagine this is a functionality they will have to build in. the Wii U doesn't feel like as much of the party console as the Wii did. Although
Yeah.
it has that functionality. The problem is they were meant to make more than one gamepad available after launch, and I still don't know where I can get a gamepad on its own.
Oh, yeah.
I was
Yeah.
actually talking with my coworker. They actually don't want you doing that for the most part because of this functionality issue. They really don't want you having more than one gamepad. And my coworker has 2 children under 2. I'm going to save my comments about his parenting or my perceived opinion of said. But the fact of the matter is, he has stashed away and slightly lied his way into getting a second gamepad specifically because of his children and his
Okay.
patterns of behavior with his own children.
Okay.
So I don't think that that's actually going to come at any point soon, or there's going to be any games with that. I'm almost not even sure that the system itself can handle more than one gamepad running the same engine.
At the very least,
personally.
they should make it, buying individual ones available just in case the system one breaks.
Yeah, I know, but they've also made they've also touted that it would be capable of supporting up to 2 gamepads. I imagine that's 2 gamepads and 0 Wii remotes in a dedicated setup. But the fact that we haven't seen any hint nor whisper of them making this functionality available worries me, especially when it comes to games like Tournament. Although I imagine that's going to be less of a gamepad thing and more of a Wii Pro Controller thing.
Probably.
Those Pro Controllers are actually not that bad because they look like Xbox One controllers, and Xbox One controllers are actually they're actually well made. There's I've got a PS4 controller here, which is obviously not the same. And what they did is they switched these 2 out. So there's an analog controller up here and a directional button controller here, and that actually makes so that you have good spacing between your thumbs as you're doing that. Because on the PS3 controller, you had thumb collision when you brought both sticks in. You still have that with the PS4 controller. It's a problem that they've had that they only tried to fix by making it 1 millimeter wider. 1 millimeter.
That's not a lot.
That's not. Yeah, I have better thumb clearance now, but not as it's still not enough.
No. I do have a classic controller that's built like a Pro controller. I don't know when my brother got it. It was a Christmas gift, but I know I've been using that a lot more, and I do feel like that would be the best setup for Pokémon Tournament. I mean, yeah, you've got the touchpad right there on the gamepad for the Wii U, but honestly, it doesn't feel like too much of a difference. Then again, I haven't been, down in the basement playing Smash Brothers day in, day out like my brother has, so I don't know I don't really feel as much of a difference. And if Pokken ends up being a multiplayer thing for a household, I think it would be more of like a Pro controller game versus gamepad sort of thing, given that it would be more of a button setup as opposed to necessitating a pad, personally. Or it could do like Splatoon does with its local multiplayer, in that it requires the Pro controller as well, but the first player's on the gamepad, the second player's on the TV.
Yeah. No, that's I wish they would allow 2-player co-op online for Splatoon, considering you can actually do that sort of split thing, because it'll handle the latency quite well. I imagine from the hardware. They just don't open it up.
The one thing, though, is that the online multiplayer does require you. It's not required, but it does facilitate you needing to have the gamepad open so that you can super jump.
True.
Because that is a problem. It is from what I understand, it's one of their anti-spawn camping mechanics.
Yes.
And the gamepad's where you do the spawn jump, the super jump. to another player or to your spawn point. If you eliminate that gamepad, then you've eliminated one of the main only abilities you have to quickly traverse the terrain.
That's true.
Which sucks, but it's understandable given the way they've made the game.
True.
Now if they could do it on the 3DS.
That's pushing the hardware.
Yeah. Again,
I imagine that if they did anything that would do that sort of crazy stuff, it would be on the new 3DS system and not on the not new 3DS. I still can't get over the naming.
I still don't have the new 3DS. I've just got the old one. I can't
You don't
justify
need
the
it.
purchase. I know.
Yeah.
I don't need it. The new one boots up my Smash Brothers game a bit faster. That's about it.
It boots it up really, really fast. That's about. It's just it's more of a memory allocation thing, I imagine, than anything.
I know. But that's what I'm saying. That's all it offers me at the moment, and that's a pretty stupid reason to spend $250.
Yeah.
Amiibo functionality, that was fun. The fact that it's the only device right now where you can get amiibo, like you can scan amiibos for a 3DS game without using the scan reader. Is for some people going to be a key thing. Again,
I don't
apologies
use the
to.
Amiibo on my 3DS, so I just have it on the Wii U. Like that's about it.
Yeah, but that's your use case. It's not everybody's use case. But that's your use case. I'm just saying, in a use case where like you'd want to use the amiibo, question one would be why are you using a 3DS? But anyway, this talk about the new 3DS is it's kind of like the new 3DS XL. I know is available in the US, but not the new Nintendo, like not the standard one. I know that the standard one, we reported this last IPLcast, only comes in through the Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer bundle, and that is the only time you'll actually be able to get a white new Nintendo 3DS unless you import it. But it's an NTSC one. It's an NTSC E system. So it's an NTSC U system. So you can't actually get any other system because it'll be locked to your region.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. So let's move on to the final external headline.
Okay, last headline, American Rayquaza. For those of you in America who haven't downloaded your shiny Rayquaza yet, now is the time to do it as the promotion ends on Monday. Thankfully, our promo code
goes to
lasts
November.
until November.
Yep.
November, what was it, 30?
November 30, yeah, end of November.
I thought it was the 14th. But yeah, that's great. I have plenty of time then.
We got we've learned, and this was reported again on the last IPLcast, that the codes for these work on European systems. So there should be a few of these still lying around with our codes not revealed. If you live in Europe and you want these codes, start asking your Aussie friends about them.
Do you have many left? Because I know you managed to grab a whole heap of them.
Oh, I grabbed heaps. I got Katie to test one. I have one lying around somewhere. I have to find it.
If anyone in the UK wants one, we actually do have a spare code.
Yeah, I'll let you know where it is as soon as I found it, and then I will happily give the code to anybody who wants the shiny Rayquaza. Again, PAL systems only, so unfortunately this isn't going to work on anybody who plays in the US or Japan or the Philippines. Yeah. So
is this a code GameStop cards thing, whatever? Like Fancy was?
No, not for the US. For the US, it is a log on, downloaded via mystery gift thing.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yep. So you're fine. For Europe and Australia, this is pretty much a get a card from your local GameStop /game/EB Games. Yeah. So we had to actually go and do stupid stuff to get these cards, but you don't have to. You can be as antisocial as you want and download it straight off the internet.
I know what I'm doing tomorrow morning.
I had to answer quiz questions to get cards.
Mine was rude to me. I'm not happy.
Aw.
Yeah. They were doing a strict one per customer, but I think Dabby
Mm.
went to a really remote one and ended up getting how many? She got 4 straight off the bat.
Yeah, they just gave her a handful.
Yeah, I'm like, sorry, I just realized this. If you are still looking for these, there is, and you live in Australia, there is a shop called Zing. Maniat's not going to be happy about this. There's a shop called Zing. They're pop culture stuff, pop vinyls, all of this additional stuff. They might still have cards. They might. The promotion's over, but if they still have them lying around and you ask for them directly, they might still have them. So, there's your tip.
Mm.
That was a free one. Okay.
Nice.
We have one IPL news headline today, and it actually has nothing to do with the IPL. It has something to do with Reverence Core instead. So the Core City Culverts, this was talked about at the last IPLcast. It is a really tiny adventure, 1 or 2 scenarios only, nothing major. This is just a test run for everybody who got the item for the test run for Reverence Core. Finalizing the character generation rules, that'll be happening in October, and then we'll run the adventure through in November. Should be done by mid-December. Take a break, come back and actually do the full thing next year. That's the plan. Yeah, so it's going to be two and a half week to 3 week events, which should cover, like, it's just 6 weeks. It's not crazy. It's not going to be a year-long meander style thing. So it should be really simple, should be easy to get into, and should familiarize people with the slightly changed rules for Rev Core. Yeah, should be all right. Hopefully we get at least one person to join. Yay! We just need to test it out. It's more of a test fire thing than anything. Cool, and that'll be happening in Reverence Core City. If you've ever seen the art for Reverence Core, it looks amazing. Mission Sunshine is doing the art for us for the first mission, and is also doing the one for the expedition coming next year. So,
she's really good.
Jeez.
Very good art.
If you've ever seen the Reverence Core entry for Reverence Core City, like the actual city, it looks really good. It blew me away. I was practically in tears when I was looking at it because it looked really, really good. Mission Sunshine has come through for us so much, and really helped define the project. So, that's all the headlines we've got. I've got nothing else to cover unless anybody else has anything to bring up.
Nope.
I don't have anything.
All right. Cool. Ran a little over time. That's probably because I ranted for so long.
Yeah.
So we'll leave it at that. We will catch you at IPLcast 35, but you will catch me next week on the first episode of the addendum. So until then, guys, stay safe. See you next time.
See us.
Bye.